Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. April is drawing to a close, so it's time again to bring back the TBR jars and find out which books I'm going to be reading next month. Last month's TBR threw me for a loop. I was not expecting to get the books that I got. Some of them I have been avoiding reading for quite a long time, but in the end, it wasn't so bad. I actually really enjoyed most of them. Before we start, a little reminder of how this is going to work. I have 3 jars, one with books that are in my physical TBR, then another one with newer releases that are coming out throughout the year. Some of them came out last year. And then the last jar has what I have dubbed a backlog TBR, or books that came out quite a while ago and I either didn't know about them or I've just been putting off reading for a long time. Then every month I'm going to be pulling out 4 titles from each of these jars, and those will be the books that I will be reading that month. So now that we got that little reminder out of the way, let's start picking some books to read in May, shall we? As always, we start with the books that are already on my shelves. This is the part that went terribly wrong last time, so hopefully it goes a little bit better this time. I'm so scared. Prince of Thorns and Nightmares by Lindsay Miller. Actually, this is one that I'm pretty excited about. It's this book right here. It's technically part of a series. The first book is called Prince of Song and Sea, and it's a Little Mermaid retelling from the prince's point of view. And this is Sleeping Beauty from the prince's point of view. The author Lindsay Miller is probably one of my all-time favorite writers. I've read almost everything that she's put out so far, except for this book. So I'm really excited that I get to finally read it. It's been out for few months by now, I think. I believe it came out in November or December, but I haven't had the chance to pick it up, and I'm really excited to get to it. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Second book. Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. Probably butchering the name. Here it is. I'm really excited about this one too. I've been meaning to pick it up for a long time. And I bought it when it was selling in the US and then never picked it up. But I'm really excited because I just recently listened to This Poison Heart. And I really enjoyed that one. And I can't wait to get to the second part of that series. But in the meantime, I'm going to be reading this, which has me really excited. I actually don't know if I should be happy or tremendously worried that so far the books I'm excited about have come out, because then that means that the ones that are left in here are probably ones that I'm not as excited for. Because again, some of these are gifts and others are books that I bought a long time ago. Third one. The Cruelty by Scott Bergstrom. I think that's how you pronounce it. This one's in Spanish. My dad bought it for me of a magazine subscription that I don't think it exists anymore, but he used to buy almost all of his books exclusively from there when I was younger. And this one looked interesting, and I kind of liked the synopsis they gave in the magazine. So I asked my dad to buy it for me, and then I never read it. So it's a series, a duology, I believe. So last title from my physical TBR is When We Believed in Mermaids by Barbara O'Neill. That's right here. When I was in the US last year, one of my host kids was a pretty big reader, so we would go to the library pretty often, and one of those times there was this contest going on of banned books. And you had these pretty big jars with parts of the book, like lines cut off. They had these 4 jars and then one with kids' books as well. And my host kid and I said, let's just do this for fun, right? So we did it, and we were like, we're not gonna win. But we did. Got an email a few weeks later telling us that we were the winners of that contest. and that we would get a free book. So I went to the library and they gave me the selection of books that we could pick from, and I read the synopsis of all of them. I pitched them to my host kid because I wanted her opinion on it since she helped with the kids' books. And I picked this one because it sounded interesting, and it's a murder mystery, I believe, if I remember correctly. Not one of the worst that could have come out of this thing. Alright, physical TBR is out of the way. Let's move on to our backlog TBR. As always, pretty scared of this one because I don't know what could come out from here. Let's see. Meet Cute Club by Doug Harbin. Is that how you pronounce it? This book I saw on Goodreads a couple years back, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna read it. Never got to it, but I'm glad because this one was one that had me really, really excited when I first read the synopsis. So I'm hoping it lives up to the expectation that has been building up in my mind. Let's see. Okay. Sing Me Forgotten by Jessica S. Olson. Pretty sure this is a fantasy, and I'm pretty sure I added this to my TBR because of the cover. I think I pretty vividly remember what this cover looks like, and I think that's why. And the title also sounds really intriguing. I'm kind of excited to pick that one. The Infinity Courts by, butchering a name again, Akemi Down Bowman. Another book that came out not too long ago, actually. I think this might be from 2021 or something. It's part of a series. And I really wanted to read it. Again, the cover, really beautiful. And I really wanted to read it, but then I had other books that were on my TBR, and I never got around to including it in it. Last one. Let's see. Oh, God. I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. It's An Ember in the Ashes by Sabat Tahir. Probably butchered that name, sorry. This series, I've been excited but terrified to start it for the longest time. But I am excited to pick it up because I've heard really good things about it. And I'm really, really excited, even if a little scared. It's a longish series, so that's why I'm a little scared. It's a long commitment, so that's why I'm a little more scared. I'm also considering doing a 4th TBR jar, if only because I feel like I have started so many series that I haven't finished, and with this system, I think I'm never gonna get to them. So I should probably get a 4th jar and put their, like, scavenge in here, the ones that are 2nd or 3rd parts of series, and just put them all in a separate jar, and maybe, like, instead of doing 4 from the backlog TBR, doing 2 and then 2 from series, because I'm never gonna get to some of those series if I don't do it like that. Okay, last jar, the newer releases. This month I believe I have 10 new titles to add that are coming out in May that I'm kind of excited to pick up. I don't know if I want them to come out though, because a lot of them are coming out toward the end of the month, and I'm not sure if I will be able to read them, but still. I don't know how to make them up. Pretty soon they're not gonna fit in here. Okay, let's start. Okay, first one is As You Walk On by Julian Winters. I think I've read one book by Julian Winters before. I read Running with Lions by this author before, and I really liked it. And then I almost picked this one up last year, but then I didn't have time to read it on the month that I wanted to read it in, so I just didn't pick it up after. Next up, I don't want to look. Okay, this is a 2024 release. Let's see. Back to Us by Addison Clark. Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. This is the, I think it's prequel, not sequel, of Legends and Lattes, which I really enjoyed. I don't think I like cozy fantasy as much as other people do, but I did like Legends and Lattes, and yeah, I'm excited to read this one too. Okay, I think this is the last one. Last one for this video and for May's TBR is The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. Okay, this is a pretty recent release, so I'm excited to get to it. And I don't know much about it, just the title was interesting, and I don't know if it was the cover or the synopsis that sold me completely on it, but it says witch in the title, so I'm hoping magical witchy vibes, and I always like that, so excited to read it. So yeah, that was all of the books that I'm going to be reading next month. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about most of this. A little overwhelmed as always by the fact that there's 12 books in here that I have to read. But overall, I think this was a better experience than the April TBR. Most of these books I've been pretty excited to pick up. And yeah, I think we have a nice mix in there. And it was way better than what happened last month. So that was all for today's video. I have 12 books that I'm excited to get to next month. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!